There are lots of videos on YouTube where people paint their fence with used motor oil. The problem with used motor oil is that it's normally black in appearance, which doesn't give a particularly great look for your garden fence. So I thought, why not try painting my fence with brand new motor oil? So I'm in the process of landscaping my garden, and I thought I'd paint the fence first. So what I did, I bought some 5 litre oil on eBay. It was the cheapest I could find. It was between 13 and 15 quid. So that, compared to say a proper manufactured oil-based fence paint, is quite a reduction. They normally cost around 25 if not 30 pounds for 5 litres, so you're saving yourself around 10 to 15 pounds by buying car oil instead of a specific brand intended for fences. So these are the results. So the first panel you could see on the left hand side was done around 3 or 4 weeks ago, and this panel here now was done literally 5 minutes ago. So the results are actually excellent, and the oil has lasted so far. So it brings out a nice honey brown colour, and you can see all the grains. So these are the oils I use here, 2 separate brands. In terms of colour they are identical, so you get the same results. I will put what oil I use in the link description and so on. I didn't add any kind of paint thinner to the oil, as the oil sinks into the fence panels nice and easy because they are already poor quality porous wood and so on. So you can see 2 different brands. Doesn't matter what brand you buy as long as it's a decent car oil and so on. So again, you can see the results. That's the original fence there, which is a kind of pale brown colour, and once the oil has been applied it goes a nice honey brown colour with all the grain coming through and so on. So the next step, I'll show you the completed article. So this video is approximately 3 months after the first video. So you can now see that my garden has changed quite a lot since the first video, and I've now completely painted the entire fence in brand new motor oil from top to bottom. And despite one of the wettest May months on record, the fence still looks great. The motor oil hasn't been washed out, so it's still a nice honey brown colour, and you can still see all the grain. So this is like between 2.5 months and 3 months all these panels were painted. So it seems to be lasting so far. It is slightly lighter colour than what it was originally, but that's to be expected after all the rain and all the sunshine and so on. So I think a lot of people may think, is it a good idea to paint your fence with motor oil because it's obviously a pollutant to the environment? Well, if you go and buy a particular brand which is intended to paint your fence, an oil-based brand, it will come with all kinds of nasty warnings telling you not to get into water courses and not to get onto the grain and so on. And of course, car motor oil is no different. You know, if you do have a pond in your garden, don't use it because some of the oil will run up the fence into your pond and kill your fish. When you do use it, just be sensible, apply it, sensibly. Ideally, apply it on a nice dry day, and apply it when the weather's going to be good for at least a couple of days, if not, 3 or 4 days, just to allow the oil to sink into the wood and fully, cure before it starts to rain. I'd also recommend that you make sure your fence is nice and dry before you paint it. And ideally apply it between kind of mid-spring and mid-autumn when the weather is better than the winter time. But yeah, just be sensible. Like I said, it hasn't kind of caused any environmental disasters in my garden. The garden is still full of worms. Nothing's died as far as I know. So no, it's not a particularly, it's no more dangerous than say a standard brand of oil-based stain you can buy from, garden centers and so on. So just be careful when you use it. Don't use it around ponds and things like that. But you can see it looks great. The entire garden looks great now. It's totally changed, and I'm really happy with the results. So thanks for watching.